Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Android App Arena is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This is Android App Arena, episode 103 for Wednesday, June 22nd, 2016. Fitness and exercise. This episode of Android App Arena is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron will send you fresh, high-quality ingredients to cook delicious meals with simple step-by-step instructions right to your door. See what's on the menu this week and get your first 2 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/twit. That's blueapron.com/twit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Android App Arena. I'm your host, Jason Howell. All right, you ready to get buff? Well then, how about not really buff, but how about just active, healthy? That's probably what we're shooting for here. Maybe you already are, and if you're not, you need a little motivation, or maybe you just need some tools to show you what it means to do it the right way. I am by no means a gym rat, but I do place high value on staying healthy and active as I get older, and there are challenges for sure. Staying motivated, keeping track of my exercises, and progress, because what better way to stay motivated than to track your path from where you were to where you are now? All of this is super important, and I have 3 excellent apps that can hopefully take a bit of the edge off of the process for you and keep you happy and healthy for years to come. Here are 3 great fitness and exercise apps in this week's roundup. Community is a fantastic way to stay motivated with pretty much anything in life, I think. Positive reinforcement can give you the will to move onward and not be overwhelmed to the point of giving up. And if you're looking for a community around fitness of all types, be it sport, weightlifting, or yoga, then check out OneSet Fitness Community. Think of it as a social network of sorts tailor-made for people who are super passionate about the pursuit of staying fit and active. Once you set up a profile, you can browse through, I think, a pretty insane list of communities targeting different aspects of fitness. Communities for men, women, whoever trying to burn fat, progress in things like powerlifting, even simply share ways that they stay motivated. You can join any community that speaks to you and keep tabs on that in the communities section. People share their workouts, they critique other people's form, and yes, some are just kind of there to show off, but the real education comes in the form of the SMART programs. Here, you're given a nice list of progressions that'll guide you through a series of routines with a particular focus. For example, beginner push-pull legs is just one of the programs, and it brings you to the gym 3 times per week with 1 day devoted to push workouts, another to pull workouts, and another on, you guessed it, legs, lasting for a total of 12 weeks. Each workout details all the exercises for the day, along with simple instructions, tips for improvements, and a link to a YouTube video showing the exercise off. When you go in for the day, you just kick off the next part of the program and you have a nice control panel for logging each step as you go, making sure you don't wimp out before it's all done. There are more community-driven aspects to OneSet, so check it out for yourself and contribute if you like. Find OneSet for free in the Play Store. Part of the trick with managing an exercise routine is finding a plan that works for your abilities, but also the time that you have. Even getting a workout in when you have a small chunk of time is better than nothing at all, and knowing how to use your time effectively is key. Sworkit personalized workouts is a great way to get it going. Off the top, you can pick a category to get started: strength, cardio, yoga, and stretching, as you see here. Inside, you're going to find a healthy list of workout types. Let's dive into the full body workout for starters. I'm asked to input the amount of time I actually have for the workout. Let's say it's limited and I only have 40 minutes tops. I'll begin the workout and the Sworkit program is kicked off. A video actually plays for a few seconds, and that shows me what exercise is up first, and then I'm told to begin myself. The upcoming exercise is teased down below while the clock counts down, and the app wastes little time getting everything going. It also announces each step along the way as you go. If things are moving a bit too swiftly, you can actually dive into the controls to add a bit of extra downtime in between exercises. You can also do things like lengthen the intervals, that sort of stuff. And if you like to play some music during the workout, Sworkit has a number of tailor-made Spotify playlists to play in the background while you get all buff and stuff. For free, you get a selection of workouts in each category, but you can also subscribe to the premium service for $4.99 per month or $39.99 per year, which, by the way, is much less than a personal trainer. That gets you an ad-free experience, along with exclusive workout content for members, an unlimited library of your own custom workouts, as well as custom interval lengths, and a way to ask a trainer your questions directly through the app. Find Sworkit in the Play Store right now and get to sweating. When I go to the gym, I require sound motivation. In other words, I better have my headphones with me or I'm very likely to bail and head home to get them. It's that essential to me. Whether I'm listening to a podcast or to music, I need something in my ears to take my mind off of the exercise. Rock My Run is a music app that's designed with the workout in mind, and it's not just for runners, as the name implies. This works for any high-intensity exercise. Rock My Run contains an insane number of playlists, all shaped and curated around different themes, genres, energies, and activity types. You can scan through by genre of music, of course, and you'll get a ton of results. You can narrow those down with the filters by targeting a specific beats per minute rating, or even just sorting by popularity or user rating from other users. I'll go ahead and fire off a playlist here, and Rock My Run begins playback of that playlist as well as logging my total steps. I can tap the set BPM button and spin the record in either direction. That's going to speed up playback or slow it down to match your cadence. It doesn't change the pitch, so the songs still sound normal, just faster or slower. And this part is really cool. You can tap the Match Steps button, and if the playlist is actually mixed to a steady and single BPM rating, the playback of the playlist will match to your steps as you run along, driving the music along in step. It's really kind of crazy. Rock My Run is free with access to much of what the service offers. For $2.99 per month, you get an ad-free experience, as well as non-stop listening and the music syncing options for matching the music tempo to the rhythm of your steps. A pretty awesome pro feature for runners. Find Rock My Run in the Play Store now. All right, so one last tip, and this one is free. Podcasts, I think, are awesome at the gym. It's what I listen to most times that I'm there. Why? Well, it might not be high intensity listening, but when you find a podcast that speaks your language, it can actually distract you from all of those repetitive motions and the aching muscles that accompany your time working out. And personally, I find it way more motivating than almost all other types of gym listening. Strangely, I get so much work done while I'm working out. A discussion on a podcast triggers a thought or an idea for something like music production. I fire up Evernote, drop it in there, and then continue on with my workout routine. It's like taking that time and putting it to double use. Anyways, point being, find what motivates you, and suddenly it doesn't seem like work anymore. All right, before we move on, let's thank the sponsor of today's episode, and that is Blue Apron. Time to get hungry. Blue Apron's mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone while supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. That's you. For less than $10 per serving, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with fresh, high-quality ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card, as well as pre-portioned ingredients that can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. And Blue Apron allows you to save time and money. Shopping at the grocery store is 60% more expensive than with Blue Apron. Customize your recipes every week based on your dietary preferences and choose a delivery option that fits your specific needs. There's no weekly commitment, so you're only going to get those deliveries when you want them. Blue Apron actually delivers to 99% of the continental U.S. and sets the highest quality standards for their community of over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. Seafood is sourced sustainably, beef is raised humanely, chickens are free range, pork is raised naturally, and regenerative farming practices are used for produce. By shipping the exact amount required for the recipe, Blue Apron is reducing food waste. So whether it's Japanese ramen noodles, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, or heirloom tomatoes, Blue Apron brings you the very best. And Blue Apron not only supports a more sustainable food system, it supports happy and healthy families. Cooking together builds strong family bonds, and research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. New recipes are created every single week by Blue Apron's culinary team, and they are not repeated within a year. So you can get to cooking meals like spicy Korean rice cakes with snow peas and pea shoots, or New England-style salmon rolls with roasted potatoes and chives. I know you're getting hungry, so you want to check out this week's menu and get your first 2 meals free with free shipping. Just go to blueapron.com/twit. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so do not wait. Visit blueapron.com/twit, and we thank Blue Apron for their support of Android App Arena. All right, up next, a tool that will enable you to make your own apps in a matter of clicks, so to speak. It's this week's big app. Sometimes the app on your phone is just too heavy, and I don't mean it's going to squash you or anything. I just mean that many apps come with so much baked stuff inside that it bloats the experience or asks for way too many permissions, or maybe it eats away at your battery in the background. You get the point. I've shown off a few Facebook wrapper apps in the past to get around this, but how about an app that lets you create your own light apps based around the mobile web versions of those services? Hermit Light App Browser does just that. Here you're going to find a library of apps and services that you can create your own light versions of right off the top, and that'll allow you to cast the official app for those services to the curb. I'll go ahead and tap the Fab button down here to create a new light app, and I can select from the list of apps that are shown below in all sorts of categories, from social to news to banking to entertainment. Really, the major players are there. Or I can enter my own URL to create one outside of this list. For example, APK Mirror, by the fine folks that bring you Android Police, doesn't have an app, but its mobile site is fantastic. So let's create a light app for APK Mirror. I'm going to go ahead and enter the URL in up here and navigate to the site inside Hermit. Once I've done that, I'll name my new light app and then tap that plus to add it to my home screen. So then, here is the app, but that's just the beginning. I'll go into Hermit settings for APK Mirror, and I get an insane list of customizations. Inside behavior, for example, I can set the app to go full screen automatically and frameless. I can force links to open inside the app. I can activate pull to refresh. That always looks really nice. I can switch off the loading of images. I can even set this app to block ads as well as toggle do not track. So much customization. There's also a theme tab for setting the color scheme and creating my own custom icon. If there are sections of that service that I want bookmarked within, those will be shown here. And finally, I can manage the notifications of this service as well as add a search URL to the app. When I like everything that I've done, I just tap that check mark, and now the link on my home screen opens the tailor-made light app for APK Mirror. And really, it's as good as an actual app. This is all you need. Hermit is free with a 3 light app limit, but for $3.99, you can open it up to unlimited light apps that you can create all day long. Find it now in the Play Store. Isn't that awesome? Until now, I've been kind of browsing to the site in Chrome and then sending that link to the home screen, which achieves part of what Hermit does, but there are so many controls inside Hermit that I don't think I'm going to be going back anytime soon. It's the perfect solution. Send me your favorite apps. I love receiving them. Your categories, whatever you have, send it to arena@twit.tv. You can also post those to the subreddit at androidapparena.reddit.com. The show plays live every Wednesday around 5 p.m. Pacific following Tech News Today at twit.tv/live, and the new episode will appear later that evening in the feeds and on the show page at twit.tv/arena. All right, that's it, folks. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Jason Howell, and I'll see you next week in the arena.